Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've updated any videos here, so I wanted to share my Fenix 7 update here. So I posted a video maybe a few weeks ago where I got a broken one, so that kind of sucked, but I was able to get it exchanged. So shout out to PlayBetter for making the exchange process extremely simple and also making it possible for me to get this watch as well. So this video is, sponsored by them. They did offer me a discount on my Fenix 7. So after I returned the other one, again, these are on back order, so it took a while to get it again, but I just got it about a week ago, and happy to report that this one does not have the issue with the flickering screen. So I used the white background for a few days just to kind of see how that would do. And you can see here, nice and crispy white, no flickering here. So happy to say that this one is going to be good to go. So with that out of the way, just wanted to kind of quickly share some thoughts I had about the Fenix 7 and what I think about it. And I'm going to cut right to the chase. I love this watch. This has been the best Garmin watch I've ever owned. And what actually won me over was the touchscreen. So I began my journey into Garmin with the Vivo Active, which had touchscreen, and I always found it kind of laggy. And then eventually I tried one of the Fenixes, and I just grew to love the 5-button navigation so much that I preferred it over touchscreen and never really thought about touchscreen again. I just was happy with the buttons and never thought twice. But this one's got the best of both worlds, and I really found the touchscreen to be very helpful, particularly for the shortcuts. So if you look at all these data points on the watch face, you can click on them and get right into there. So I find that pretty cool. So if I want to quickly see the weather, I can just touch here and go right to the weather. If I want to see steps, just touch it, go to steps. So super cool navigation to be able to get into your kind of shortcuts at a much faster rate. So that's been probably my favorite part about the watch, has just been the addition of touchscreen, where I still use the buttons to navigate for the most part, but the touchscreen just really helps with getting to these data points and then just swiping. Be able to quickly get into your glances, as they're called now, just makes it so much easier to navigate. The watch also, it has shrunk a tiny tad bit over the last generation. Probably not enough to really notice it, but it is a hair thinner. I don't particularly notice that thinness by any means. So I don't know, maybe some do, but I don't. And this is the first time I've ever had the titanium version, so I do welcome the kind of the lightness of it compared to the previous generations I've worn before. So the watch has been great. Probably the biggest difference between the Instinct and the Fenix obviously is by far the weight on wrist. This one is so light you don't really feel it, notice it. This one obviously is a little top heavy, and what I've noticed is that top heaviness can cause some movement on the wrist, which could kind of inhibit the accuracy of the HR. So I have found this one to be easier to work out with, particularly weightlifting. This one just stays put, more solid. This one can kind of jiggle a little bit just due to its weight. One additional new feature I've actually noticed is now you have chart type displays for your data fields when you're working out. So I noticed this during strength training, is now you can actually see, you kind of get let me get something to point with here. You actually now get like a running chart of your heart rate, which I find for weightlifting to be very helpful, because you want to be able to see your kind of peaks as you're finishing up a exercise. I'll put a picture of it, kind of what that looks like, but very cool addition. And this is now referred to as a chart. So when you go to your settings, you'll be able to see it in there. The other part that I do like about the watch, obviously, is the larger screen, so it just makes it much easier to look at all your data points. You know, that was my issue with this one, is just looking at all the data, be able to make out what it means. So sleep in particular, you know, there's a lot that goes on when you look at the sleep. You know, all these different graphs, color. It basically comes down to being able to have this nice vivid display to make use of the data. Otherwise, with this one, you pretty much have to just look, you know, rely on your phone. So I missed not having that good of a display. So the Fenix is awesome on that. Now, probably the only complaint I have with this one, and I kind of knew going into it, is I do not like the sapphire glass. You know, I know people like them. I just don't. You know, it's a glare magnet when you're looking at it outside. I'll insert a couple pictures here just to show you what it looks like outside, but you know, compared to like this one, I mean, this one is just gives a ton of glare. I really don't like sapphire. I love sapphire on these kind of watches. You know, on actual real watches, yeah, sapphire is awesome. The one thing is, you know, I don't know if they put any AR, you know, so one of the things that makes sapphire is awesome when it's treated properly. You get the proper AR coating on it, and it makes it, you know, pretty kind of, you know, invisible to glare for the most part if you got good AR on it. I don't know what the AR does to solar, so I don't know if they had to like not use it, use something sparingly. I don't know, because obviously there's solar to keep in mind, but ultimately I don't like the solar. I mean, the sapphire, I know it's more resistant, but quite frankly, I've always used screen protectors. They cost just a couple dollars. You put them on in a month or two, rip it off, put a new one on, and you always have a clean display. Sapphire is more scratch resistant, but it's not scratch proof. You can still scratch it, so it kind of gives you a false sense of security that somehow sapphire is just not scratchable. I mean, I've had plenty of sapphire watches, and I have scratched them. It's just going to happen. So in the end, I do not like the sapphire at all. The only reason I got it, I'm sure everyone's like, well, why did you get it? Well, the only reason I got the sapphire is because Garmin, again, kind of, you know, they kind of, you know, strong arm you that you can't really pick out the watch you want. You kind of have to go with their kind of pre-configured. And what I really wanted more was the titanium. So I wanted the titanium build. That was my main reason for going with this one. And then I also wanted the extra memory as well, because then you can store more, you know, get all the maps. But those are the two main reasons. I just really wanted that titanium build versus the steel, just for the extra weight savings, and the extra memory was a perk. But the sapphire was actually a deterrent. I actually had to sit there and kind of contemplate, do I want to go with the sapphire or regular? I would much rather have the Gorilla Glass, put a screen protector on it. You know, in my Fenix 6 and my 6 Solar, I use a screen protector every other month. I just switched it out, and I always had I basically had a brand new display for the duration of it. Rating, but that's my only complaint with the watch, is I don't like the sapphire. It just causes too much glare. I feel like it does kind of make the display a little more dimmer, maybe not like you know, I wish I had my non-sapphire Fenix here to compare it, but I feel like I was able to notice that it's a little more vibrant in the Gorilla Glass than with the sapphire. But yeah, that's about it. So just had it for a week, and so far it's awesome. I love it. I like it so much that I'm even questioning whether or not I'm gonna keep this watch. So part of me now wants to maybe get rid of this one and just really make this my main watch, and then, you know, keep the Chorus as just a handy kind of, you know, watch to kind of compare and benchmark against. But you know, I have not looked at the Fenix or not picked up the Instinct since I got the Fenix, and I just don't see any time soon I would. So I have a feeling that this one might be going on the, you know, on a seller block here soon, because I just am really happy with the Fenix. So, but yeah, that is really it in a nutshell. Everything else about the watch has been spot on. I don't know really what else I can say. I've worn this to sleep. I've worn a shower with it. No issues. But yeah. So I'll probably come back in maybe a month or two. The weather's getting warmer. I'm going to start doing some biking, test out the GPS. So I'll kind of be able to give you guys a little bit more use case examples, but for now, this is all I have. So thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.